Hi, this is Aaron Anderson, and he's here with us today holding his photographs of back in the day before the first Rainbow Gathering. These go back all the way to 1971 when he was living with the Love family in Washington and being a part of that community. So Aaron's been with us and the whole movement from way, way, way back in the beginning. So Aaron, I was wondering if you could tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you remember about, how you started living in a Love family and becoming interested in alternative lifestyles and all. So,
Oh, all right. Let's see. How did I meet the Love family? I had been living in Alaska, and I came back from my grandmother's funeral, and now that's just, wow. This is a different story. Let me think now. Shoot, I need to start over. How did I get to that? I started at a place. Okay. I first met the Love family when I was back in Seattle from doing some extensive traveling down into New Mexico and Arizona and the Hopi land, and I met who was the chief's name at that time? Anyway, that's not right here today. Uh, he and we hung out for a while, and then I came, so I came back. Somehow just something told me to get back up north, which was at that point in my life, my home was in the Yukon Territory, and that's how I got started in all of this. Of that, going clear from the Canadian border, hitchhiking to 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 the Yukon, and all that adventure. That's another story. The story is I'm introducing myself to you. Good luck. The more so anyway, I met I was working in a health food store in Seattle and just helping out around, and these two people came in that had a lot of energy going for them, and wearing not robes like biblical robes, but robes more like some of the new clothing that's coming out today, flowing and softer colors and that, and everybody didn't wear the same kind. It was all it was just regular. And so they came in, and I was quite attracted to them, so I went over and started talking to them, and they introduced themselves, and it was Sirius and Abigail.
take this now for
I'm flipping that around. It was Sirius and Abigail, and they invited me to come to a picnic at their house on Queen Anne Hill. And I was born and raised on Queen Anne Hill, so I knew exactly where they were talking about. And then I went. And at the time, I had a banjo, a nice Gibson 5-string, long neck banjo, and I was just getting kind of into it. And I got up there, and they had some great musicians playing in the yard. It was a beautiful big yard, and everybody just dressed fairy tale. And so I was attracted to all that, and the thoroughness of everything, the way it was done. It was no tacky, halfway well, we're too busy right now. We'll go do the next job. And that kind of feeling. It didn't happen. We just took a time and did what had to be done and did it till it was done the way we wanted it. Then we went to the next one, and in the long run, it didn't really take any longer. So then after a few of these picnics, and Love asked me one day, he says, I want to take the family out of the city for the 4th of July. And I wondered if you knew anything about that. And oh yeah, and the thing was, at that point I was caretaking 250-acre ranch just outside of Seattle, in a place you'd never think it was, hidden. And my friend, anyway, a good brother, took me. The car coming. A big brother. Let's see.
So you're at the ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he asked me if I knew about a place to have
The gathering?
a gathering,
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, yeah, because I was caretaking my friend's place, because he went to France to hang out with Pierre Vilayat-Kahn, and he was still here, and I'd much rather stay home. There's a beautiful log cabin. It was actually tight and built by someone who knew how, and a lake. And then the creek came down out of the lake and went over the falls down the back of the house, and that was the music of the nights. This is the creek running under the house. So we set it up, and they went and looked out, and we checked it out, and there was an upper field, a big meadow, maybe over an acre, and surrounded by tall fir trees and cedar trees. And so we picked that spot. And people came out the day before and did some setting up, and then up came the whole thing. And here's Love in the bus that he had this old school, not a school bus, the commercial buses, but from the 40s. One of those kind, big old 3-speed transmission. Everything really clumsy in it, But they'd gone through it and cleaned it up real nice and give it a 2-tone blue paint job, and they came out in that, and we just made this big circle. There was teepees and tents and buses. And I don't know how many people. Nobody seems to remember how many people were there or even counted. But I would say there were 300 at least. And everybody all just doing one thing. We're here together to spend a high day together. And so we was all geared up to that. And people were put skits together to, we had a whole show for each other, so in the morning, about 10 o'clock, mid-morning, somebody came and said Love wanted to see me in his house. So I went over there and went in, and all the elders were in there, and he said we were gonna, and he had this little bottle in his hand. He says we were gonna take some acid together, and we wondered if we'd like you to join us. And I said, yeah, I would. And then I said, But you know, I got enough over at the cabin for the whole. We could all get high. And he, you know, it wasn't a really bright thing to do to take Love's thing and change it. But I didn't know that, and he knew I didn't know that, and he knew it was a good idea, so it worked. And so there we are with 300 people doing entertaining each other, and a lot of music and dancing and funny comedy stuff. Yeah, and we looked up one time in the sky, and the words understanding were clearly there, and we all saw it. And then every once in a while, a name would come up and be right there in the sky. Yeah, I forgot about that. Boy.
So did she see her name in the sky too when that happened? Understanding?
Yeah, she was there.
Oh.
Yeah, she's there. I just heard her from. Oh, you know who? Oh,
I
yeah,
do.
yeah, right. You know, understanding. Oh, that. That's well. Yeah, that's how it goes around. Understanding. I love you. And on and on. Don't check my accuracy too much in this understanding. I'm just here having a good time thinking about the past.
So did you drive one of those big buses across country
I did
or halfway
many
across?
times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
To the first
Yeah.
gathering?
Actually, one day I asked Love if I could remodel his bus, and he wasn't gonna be using it for 5 or 6 months. So yeah, he said go for it. I didn't have no budget. I didn't know nothing. We did everything without money. but Strength knew where to get parts. He found a parts store down the other end of the side that was turned on to us. You know, we showed up there in the bus one time and we did parts and he got into helping us find stuff all the time. Anyway, he gave us. I found an old. We found a dump truck that had tipped over and smashed and was all messed up, an old one. And we got it and we got the engine out of it. It was called a blue diamond or red diamond. Anyway, so we changed the engine and put this big engine in there, and 2 transmissions and better suspension and made it halfway decent thing to drive, as far as with being along with the rest of the traffic. So let's see, that happened. Then that's kind of about the earliest times I can remember with Love. We got high on a mountain and then built a mountain on top of that. So yeah, and then going to the gatherings and that whole idea.
About how many people were traveling with you on the bus? You drove one of them to the gathering.
Yeah. On the bus, not so many, maybe a dozen or so. Mm-hmm. And there was lots of cubby holes in places to see, and it was so beautiful curtains. Yeah, oh, nice. So. Yeah, it was just like that. And then we got on longer trips, going to California and back, and doing that. And then we sent 3. At one point, it came up that we sent 3 people down to here because we heard that there was a place called the Source Family in San Francisco area, Hollywood, and that they were doing what we were doing, but in a Hollywood environment, and we wanted to meet them. So Love sent 3 people down. I think Logic and I don't know if we're going to do that. That makes me space out.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the best lighting.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So it was Roger and...
Yeah, anyway, 3 of them, a woman and 2 guys. And they traveled down there and they met him. And then we didn't hear from him for a while. And then two of them showed up home and one of them stayed. Well, that just didn't sit well with love at all, because it was logic. and you know what I mean, he had to listen to his own teachings. And so that was fun to watch. And he decided he was going to go down there. They were going to go down there and get logic back. Like it was a war or something more. And so they went down there and they were well received. And I was there. I went to check them out too. I didn't get invited to go on the bus, so I just took off and went, and I was there when they got there. and I met Father, and we talked and had a good time. And so when they came, I was kind of a after the story talk guy, and I don't know. It was just I just happened to be in places that were really interesting to me over and over in the family, and I never. And then so what happened? Oh yeah, then Yahweh, as the head of that family was called at that time, he sent Logic and I back to Seattle with a message. Can't remember what it was now, but it was friendly. And then and Logic decided to stay there. Love had a thing with people that you know, and myself too, but I couldn't, you know, when I saw things that weren't not just that I thought were wrong or right or anything like that, but they just weren't working. It didn't have to be that way, but I couldn't find it place to get it in, you know. So I just got into everybody else a lot, which was very, very much more entertaining anyway in the long run. And then I left again for some reason. And I ended up, oh yeah, so then when I got back from that Canadian trip, and another friend of mine, Freedom, hooked up, and I had a house in Roslyn, Washington, and I came into the family, and we turned it into a way house, because we had orchards and stuff and horse ranches on the other side of the mountain, and it was a nice rest spot. And then he set me up with a whole house full of beautiful people, and it was a neat house. I took the Roslyn had relics everywhere, as fast as you could pick them up, and I found an old upright grand piano, a real old one, and with of course the wood part of it was pretty ruined, and so I took it all apart and got the soundboard out of it and the keyboard out of it. No, I didn't get the keyboard. I just got the sounding board with all the strings on it and a big bronze, brassy, shiny thing, and I put it on the wall of our house. There was a 2-story high wall, and the wall was, I painted it dark blue, and then I put flag blue, and I cut out 750 stars out of that stuff. Comes in different colors, and you can cut it out, and it sticks on and stuff. Yeah, it's real popular. Contact paper, and I got an industrial grade and put these on the thing, all laid out just exactly, you know, like a flag. And had a great sound system there, and we had it was just a nice house. Simple. The bathtub was on the stair. It was one of those old houses where the stairwell goes upstairs, but it's got a wall between it and the kitchen or wherever it's going by, and you're going down this little thing to the floor, and then anyway, I tore that wall off, and put the bathtub underneath the stairs. And it was right by the stove in the winter. It was right by the furnace.
Well, that worked better.
Yeah, it was a much better flow. And then we just put a little bathroom on the corner by the porch. And yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother experience, the Rosalind thing.
When you were at the gathering, did you get to help in the kitchen there, or were you pretty much?
I don't remember. I remember carrying some dishes, but I was mostly kept down by the bus, and because there were people, a lot of curiosity about our bus, and it needed to be manned, and
Yeah.
and people showing them around.
Well, it was a huge bus village that year.
Yeah, yeah,
All kinds of buses
Yeah,
and
yeah.
teepees up, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's great. And then,
Back to the
did you
bus.
go to the second one also in Wyoming?
That was the first. That was the one. That was a real. Did you go there?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I was in Wyoming.
That's the one that really got me.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Well, I was mostly sent out just roaming around in the days, melting in here and there, and checking out people, and getting to meet a lot of people, and getting invited to a lot of places I wasn't supposed to go, according to my commitment. So, but I went anyway, and yeah. Yeah, a lot of drugs. One time we caught some. Oh, that was the most fun part. Well, that was what I was doing. I was security. We had our own personal security out there. We kept doing it at everything, and we heard these guys. We kept getting messages. Those guys got LSD. They're selling LSD. Oh yeah, because that was no drug sales. Yeah, and. Jeez. We got him. How do we? I told these guys to go get me a gallon jar with water in it, mostly full. Leave the neck empty. And so they did. They ran off, and we were talking with these guys, and just we heard you guys are selling acid. They're totally in denial, and they weren't. We weren't the guys, And then so my the guys came back with the water, and I said, "Well, show us what you got. What you got in that bag over there?" And they didn't want to. And I said, "Well, why?" And they knew they were stuck, So they pull out this big bag of powdered LSD. No. Yeah, that's right. And so we took it away from them. And I poured it all into the gallon jar of water. And we shook it up really good. And then we poured that into another, we split that in half and more water, and we just handed them out. These 2 jugs going each way through the crowd. And that was the end of that episode in drama.
So what day of the gathering was that? Do you remember?
What stage?
What day?
Oh gosh.
Well, it doesn't matter, but it wasn't on the 4th.
No.
Or
Or I don't remember whether it was before or after. I kind of think it might have been before.
No, that was a beautiful sight on the Wind
know.
River with the creek running
And
through.
remember there was a fire
Yes.
up on the hill, and we made that beautiful long fire line, and we had buckets going up and down, and guys were running back with the buckets, and ladies, everything were carrying the water up, but the guys grabbed the buckets and ran down with them, so they could be being filled. And we had that, the real firemen don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a great effort to get it put out. It was a root fire. And
Yeah.
showed
And
up
so
early in the
when the
morning.
fire department finally got there, and they went, well, what happened here? And we described it, and that's a horrible thing to happen, you know, and it's really hard to stop. And then we had it down to nothing. And they said, well, we'll take over for now. The press is coming. You know how it goes. So they didn't say much in any kind of newspaper or anything about what happened and who did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you know you're living those things. You're witnessing them. They're happening right around you. It isn't. It isn't. There's nothing much to question. Of you know who's the problem and who's the who's yeah. So that course just set the course of my life, and I've just been involved in getting it right. You know, right meaning the people involved are in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
There's no right or wrong anymore. There's only what you do, and that counts. And it'll be judged however it gets judged for people who just have to do that. And yeah, yeah. I saw that in every situation where there was a crucial missing, a mispairing, a mismatching, a thing, the government was at the root of it. Over and over. And then I saw clearly what I suspected all along. And so then we started stuff like the Crabtree Alliance was in Seattle thing, and I got here just still going, I think. And they got Puget Sound cleaned up. And Puget Sound's a big body of water. So yeah, so that was my idea. Yeah, I was going around and get people with interest. You know, I know what to do. What should I do? You know, I know how to do stuff. So just find answers for those questions. You know, for yourself. And when you do that, it'll work for all of us. Turn round them up, march them off. Yeah, it's not mechanical like that, but it's a funny way to see it. Yeah, if I ever made a movie of it, I'd have all our stories, but they'd all be in enough so that there can't be any. What do they call it when they? Anyway, there can't be anybody to be told that well it was them that did that. You know, that kind of stuff. The blame wouldn't sit on it.
Yeah, everybody makes choices, and you see how it works out. And if that doesn't work out, you make a different choice.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, no, let's argue about it for a year or two, and then. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, find that place in your mind where you can immediately go back to what you're there to do, and just go on. If you stop to explain yourself, you become part of the problem. So just go forward. That's what I've seen anyway. And I'd rather live with more people than I am now. Sure. This hurricane and lava flow thing 2 in a row for me was.
How long have you been here in Hawaii?
43 years.
43?
This year.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm starting to like it over here.
And you have on the Kingdom of Hawaiian flag.
Oh yeah, I'm in the process of becoming a member of the reinstated Kingdom of Hawaii, and we're getting quite strong here, and on Oahu, and we're just taking our time. We've taken it to the world, 3 different world courts in one every time, and just doing stuff, creating a record. The, the United States has never been able to show up with their deed
Yeah.
or their notice of transferation, whatever, agreement, any kind of trade, nothing, 0 zip. So, so figure it out. And of course they deny it, and they deny it, and they put it right in their face, and they go, "No, it isn't that."
Yeah, we just have to keep at it.
Keep doing it, and yeah, and it's such a popular idea because a lot of people, there's just way too much. All we don't need governments. Governments are a crutch that we trip on every time, and we got to stop doing that to ourselves. And take care of ourselves and create our own local road systems and our own, I mean, all the equipment's here. All we got to do is take it over. And, those are considered blasphemous things by some people, what I'm saying. And then a lot of people will see it as just, oh yeah, common sense. Let's do that. And if there's a problem, fix the problem. Don't try to get more people or throw anybody away or all those things. It's got to work for everybody. And that'll mean giving up a lot of things. Oneness doesn't have 7 religions. So, and religions are a huge part of the problem too, right behind it, education. Or maybe before, they've been around longer. Well, they used to be the education, that was it, and then they created the schools. Yeah, all that stuff, it's just junk. It's just separation. Divide them up. Keep them apart. Make all these similar items out of different products so that you can't just go one place and get that thing and it fits everything. There's whole stores with upstairs warehouses full of different car parts. All do the same thing differently. Again, and why? What's their reasoning there? Well, obviously it's more money, so more aluminum, more steel, more iron, more
Stuff. More stuff.
Yeah, just stuff. It's all about moving stuff, worthless stuff. Not that cars aren't fun,
So, are you feeling that the work that we've done and the focus that we've put, all of us together in many various and different ways?
Have I what one?
Do you feel like the focus that many of us who have been working on this alternative lifestyle for
Yeah, we're starting to recognize
50 years
each other.
now, that's half a century.
And our language is still slightly different from coming out of the different, there's the comic book religions and there's the on and on. They all add up to nothing.
Yeah, so I think that we're slowly working our way towards world peace.
Yeah, that's the whole. What do you think we will do? Yeah. And we may stumble, along the way. We have to go back and clean up our mess. Pick up. Where can we start? People want to know, well, how can I start? Why is it pick up litter? Go pick up litter.
Yeah, that's a great way.
Start there and then see where it takes you. If you find enough pennies, walk around giving away pennies. And if you find, give. The idea to get the thought of unconditional giving.
Yes, giving of your love and your energy and your time and listening
Hmm.
listening to
Listening
people.
is huge.
It's so important.
Yeah, I try to tell people or explain to people how they'll learn a lot more listening than they ever will talking. You know, especially the ones that the talkers. But they just talk right over you if an idea comes up. That whole bad habit. This is a bad habit. It's nothing evil, but it sure causes a lot of separation. And it keeps a lot of people from coming to an understanding because it's a side. It separates it. Again, there, it's me and you. That's not true. So we gotta. I'm gonna stop doing. I have stopped doing it. And the gonna do's and woulda done's and coulda done's and shoulda done's. And this is bullshit. Ask questions. I'm better with.
Well, I just wanted to thank you so much for sharing, your thoughts on our lifestyles and what we've been doing, and the folks that have been working on all these projects over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're making progress, and there's a lot of young people that are still interested all over the world in the
Mm-hmm.
rainbow gatherings
Mm-hmm.
and alternative communities.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I saw. They have to see some examples. They don't have to, but it really would accelerate things. And I want to gather with people who want to build a community, not a physical
Right.
thing. That's fun. And not just no building codes. You might have an elder inspect them to see, make sure they're not going to hurt somebody. But yeah, that kind of a place.
Yeah, we've done a lot of, over the decades, trying to find what kind of community works, and I think we're getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
And
It takes a long time. It takes a lot of humility. You just constantly have to get under stuff to stay in the game. Lift, gently lift when you can. And that seems to be the softest route I've found because I don't want to go out and beat up anybody, and I don't want to get beat up. And that whole culture is what creates that. And that's what's peeking out right now in our lives. And Trump is the perfect president. He's brought, he just brings it out in you and all that stuff. And so it goes on everything. And that's part of the deal. The only trick there is just to stay humble enough to live through it. That's for me. I just get so aggravated.
humble.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and this has been great to hear some of the early parts of what you remember from the first gatherings. Thank you so much.
Aloha.
Aloha.